Alright, guys. What's going on? Today's Thursday. Let me pour some water in my glass so I could prepare for this beautiful stream on YouTube. And today we're going to be discussing I believe is a very important concept to understand. The name of this concept is how to move to the US without a job offer. So why did I come up with this topic? Well, first of all, I believe that there are a lot of misconceptions going on in the industry of the legal immigration to the US. Okay, and I see it on forums. I see it on YouTube when you guys ask questions, and I see it on Facebook and Instagram and other things like that. So I think if someone does not understand that not always you have to have a job offer from the American company. If you don't have one, you still may immigrate. Okay, you still may come. And I know where the misconception is coming from, because everybody knows H-1B. Okay, I don't know, guys, I don't know why H-1B is taking up so much volume just in the industry, right? Like everybody wants to talk about the fraud in H-1B and the percentage and the lottery and this and that. I mean, I understand that it's important to discuss those things, but because there's so much information about that type of visa, then everybody thinks that that's basically the only option to come to the US if you have a bachelor's degree and you have an employer, okay? And you must have an employer for H-1B. Although if you guys come and visit my streams, you know that there are ways to bypass the employer for H-1B. I spoke about it last stream, so if you did not get it or if you were not present, please go back and rewatch the last Thursday stream when I discussed the insights from the conference that I went to in New Orleans. That thing is important, but we have visas in the US that do not require the US employer. Or we also have one visa that, although requires a US employer, has a way to bypass having an independent third-party employer. You can become an employer to yourself. And of course, I'm talking about O1 visa. Okay, so let's start discussion with this one. Then we will go to EB1A and EB2 and IW to show what are the three most important and significant ways to come to the US and start working or maybe even get a green card. So the first one is O1. And guys, let me tell you, last year or 2022, I think, because the statistics is lagging 1 year. So we have the statistics for 2022, and back then, which still was kind of COVID time, post-COVID, like transition to normal life, there were about 30 to 35,000 approvals for O1 visa. Okay? Why is this important? Why I'm talking about it? Well, I'm talking about it because the normal number of approvals for this visa is about 17,000 a year, pre-COVID. Okay, like back in 2019, 2018, there were about 15 to 17,000 approvals. Then it doubled. Overnight, basically, right? Yes, 2021, we're like, nobody knew what was going on. We were going to hell. We're going to all die. We all remember this time. By the way, guys, you remember that COVID? That was crazy. Huh? I remember going to the Whole Foods, and this is the food market here in the U.S. And it was like April 2020 when things like were the craziest. Nobody knew what was going on, and I entered this and they kind of already started regulating how many people can come in, and it was a very unpleasant experience. But when I entered the store, there was like this older lady, and she was like in the corner of the store, and she was like coughing like this. And she was like looking, oh my God, like, am I gonna die? Oh my God. And I was like looking at her, oh man, does she have COVID or something? But maybe she was just like, she ate something spicy, I don't know. It was crazy, crazy times. So 2022 was like 35,000 approvals, and I think it's growing over the year. Why? Because O1, although may seem that is very hard visa to get an approval for, I don't believe so. Not only I don't believe so, I know so. Yes, it takes a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean like you hire Stanislav and the team and like yahoo, and 6 months you just got the approval. No, you gotta work your ass off and make your case stronger and fulfill the my strategy and everything. Okay, you have to participate a lot, and you have to write a lot and describe a lot of things, but with the methodology, with the proper process in place, with the team, with the templates, with the examples of the documents, this becomes much easier. And remember that the mission of my company is to make the immigration easier. Yes, it's impossible to make it easy, but it's possible to make it easier. Okay, so that's what we do. And O1 is relatively easy visa comparing to EB2 and IW or EB1A. And you want to say, hey Stanislav, everything is good. Okay, you can get the criteria and stuff, but what about the employer? What about the employer? And that's a good question. It's a good question that you ask, because O1 requires an employer. However, you can become an employer to yourself. Okay, how does it happen? Well, you register a company in the States. Probably it's going to be LLC. You have to create an advisory board in that LLC. I like to have 3 people on advisory board, one of which may be you, and 2 other people don't have to be Americans. They could be from your own country, no problem. They don't have to live in the States. They don't have to do anything with the States. They're just on advisory board. And that advisory board has the power to hire and fire the employees. So that way we separate you being an employer and you being an employee. Okay, so that's done pretty easy, and we just got an approval for O1 in Italian embassy just last week for the lady who was an employer for herself. No problem. Everything went through very, very good. Okay, so that's the way to become an employer to yourself. It doesn't mean that it's like you're committing a fraud or something. You have to do business through your own company. Everybody does that, right? If you have a company, you start doing your business, you have your bank account, so you become the employee in that company, and you just proceed with do whatever commercial thing you want to do. Okay, and this is a great opportunity to basically, you still have a job offer. Okay, but you don't have to go and look for the company, explain to them what O1 visa is if they don't know, and then explain that how the process is gonna go. Then they have to sign the petition. Oh my God, I have to sign something. Oh, I have to be responsible. You eliminate all this craziness. Okay, so this is a great way out of this. And of course, if you're a good professional in your field, be it business, sport, education, IT, whatever that is, you will get O1. Okay, I have 99 point 9,999% approval for O1 visas. Okay, for dozens and hundreds of O1s filed within my career, I have only one denial. Okay, one denial, and everybody else got an approval. So I don't believe that your petition is going to be next in the denial bin. Okay. And of course, we need to prove at least 3 criteria out of the 8. If it's O1A, I like to have 5 criteria, but it's all easy. It's all easy to do, especially if you have already 2 or 3 criteria. And what are those? Probably your income and your critical role. Okay, that's the basis for starting O1 visa, getting it approved, having your own company as an employer, coming to the States, and then once you're in the States, you can either refile your case for EB1A if you have the proper criteria for that, or you can start working on your EB2 and IW, or once you're in the States and you kind of have your company, you can start working on another company as an independent contractor. Okay, and Lord knows, maybe they want you to stay and get you the labor certification. Perm for the purpose of EB2 or EB3. So guys, EB1 O1 visa, I think it's like it's a gift. You know, it's I cannot call it otherwise. It's really a gift by the US government to those of you with a proper motivation, with a good skill set and desire to come to the US, and we can do it really, really fast. 8 months from the start of your case till you enter into the US, this is very fast within the framework of immigration laws. Okay, so O1 is #1 visa for not having a job offer. The direct job offer, like you have indirect job offer from your own company, but again, it's like it's a formality basically. #2. Of course, and for this purpose, for the purpose of not having a job offer, I guess I'm not gonna differentiate between EB1A and EB2 and IW, okay? Because both of those petitions are the exceptions to the whole immigration law, because everything else, EB1C, EB1B, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5, all of them require an employer. And you cannot bypass that. There's no like way as with O1. You cannot open your company and claim it. I mean, you may. You like EB1C, it could be your company, but it's a like legit full-size business with operational expenses, with employees and profit and all this craziness. So yeah, like kind of you are your own boss, but you have to do a lot of things for that to happen. EB1A and EB2 and IW are the only 2 visas that give you the green card without an employer. Okay, it doesn't mean that if you have an employer, and you may have an employer for the purpose of these visas, that we're not going to use that. Right? Like I just had a complex immigration planning with Vladimir. He's from Ukraine, and he's in show business. He's like he's promoting show business and the products of people who do this kind of like comedy, stand-up comedy, things like that. So I qualified him for EB1A in the category of art. Right, because show business is art and business also, but more art than business in his case. And he could be a self-petitioner, but he told me that, hey, Stanislav, and I have this company in New York. They're my good friends, and I already worked for them back in the day when we organized those tours in the US, and they can become my employer. And I told him, look, we're going to use these guys because that makes, first of all, things easier, and second of all, more credible for the immigration officer. Okay, so if we have an employer for the purpose of EB1A or EB2 and IW, of course, it makes a better case. But that happens maybe 5% of the cases, guys. 5%. Okay, sure, it's a good thing, but the other 95% of the cases still get the approvals. Okay, so we don't have to do this. What is the idea behind that concept for the immigration services, like not to have an employer? Because EB1A is the best category for the purpose of immigration services, because only best people come with the first category. Who are those people? EB1A, the extraordinary people, right, with the big achievements, recognition in the field, really strong, best cases. EB2B, scientists and professors, right? But they have to have an employer. They have to have like a lab or a university. And EB1C, it's international manager, like international executive that's transferred from one country to the US, from company outside of the US to the company in the US. EB1A stands out from even the EB1B and EB1C because those are the best people in the world. So basically, immigration services, they think that way. Okay, yes, they don't have an employer, so they may have take up the spot, the job from an American, right? But because those people are so qualified, they're so advanced in whatever field they are, they're so talented that USCIS is willing to sacrifice that job of an American, and they really care about those jobs, because the contribution that the talented person is going to bring to the US is going to cover that loss. Okay, so that's the philosophy behind it. And same way with the EB2 and IW. Yes, we may take up someone's job, but because the project that we claim will participate in is going to be in a national interest of the US. And what's a national interest? It's the substantial merit that there is some problem, and national importance, that resolution to this problem is important to the US government. Okay, so again, because we bring so much good to the US, then they're willing to sacrifice possibly one job and take it away from the American. Okay, so that's the philosophy behind it, and I agree with it. You know, I agree with it. I think it's a strong philosophy, and that's how we build our cases, and that philosophy is being tracked throughout the memorandum that I draft. Okay, and guys, let me tell you, those memorandums that I draft, I have a limit for them because they could become like beasts. Okay, I have a limit of 150 pages. Okay, because I believe if you go beyond 150, which I rarely do, but sometimes I have to, because sometimes the cases are big, the officer just loses it. Okay, he loses it, he gets tired, he gets irritated, so, and we don't want that to happen. So 150 is the limit. For EB1A, for EB2 and IW, that's more than enough. All right. For EB1A, sometimes I need more. I need more pages. But that shows you how much work is being put into your petitions. Let me tell you guys. Yesterday, I saw a petition from. So the guy is from Poland. He lives in UK. He's a producer. He's a producer. He's an editor. He's a film editor. Okay, great guy. A lot of achievements, a lot of recognition. Good EB1 case. I gave him a category grade A. Okay, and I have the grades A to D, A, B, C, D. And like, Stanislav, what are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about the complex immigration planning, and the result of the complex immigration planning, which you guys do with me, is your written strategy. And a part of the written strategy is the grade for your case. It could be A, B, 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 C, C, D, D. Okay, so it could be a couple of grades, and of course, the closer to A, the better case that is. Closer to D is no case. So I gave him grade A, Really good case. There's no, this is like really addition to the case that he needs to do. But I found out that he already filed for EB1A with another attorney, and I never saw this attorney's work before. But when he showed me the petition that was filed for his case, which should be a really big case, I saw only, guess what? How many pages? How many pages there were in the memorandum? And it wasn't even a memorandum, it was like a cover letter. They call it a cover letter. Guys, 18 pages. 18 pages. I guarantee the guy's gonna hire me, okay? And he has great case. I have no doubt of getting him approved. So I guarantee that my memorandum for this case cannot be less than 120 pages. Okay, there's so much to talk about, and I put so much work in the final product to convince the officer that my client is a talented and well recognized, at least on a national level. Okay, and the prior petition that was filed on behalf of this guy, they were able to approve only one criterion. Judging. Okay, out of the, I don't know, they filed 6. I see 8 criteria. By the way, the other attorney saw only 6 criteria. I saw 8 criteria. Guys, let me tell you, one criterion is like, I don't know expression in English. It's like it's valuable as gold. Like in Russian, we have this expression, like it's valuable as gold. Okay, I think Bitcoin is a better way to say it. You guys saw what Bitcoin is doing. Hey, I hope you guys were buying with me when back in the day when it was like 16 and less. But again, how can you miss two criteria in the petition? This is insane. It's close to malpractice. Okay, it's close to malpractice because that definitely play a role. So we're different. We build different. We do things different, and that's why we can persuade the immigration officer to approve the EB1A without the job offer, which is not a requirement for that. All right, so let's see what you guys have to say. Let's see what you have to say about all this craziness. Peppery cuisine. I like it, guys. I like spicy stuff. I like Indian cuisine too. I'm working in Croatia. I'm an Indian citizen. How can I get a work visa? All right, my favorite question. Pepper cuisine. It's almost impossible for me to respond to the general question like that. Almost impossible, because to answer fully to your question, I need to go through like 10 visas and explain which one of them means. Okay, I don't see that happening. So at least give me something. At least give me something. What's your education? What are you doing? What are your qualifications? Do you have any achievements? You have something in mind what you're going to do in the US? Give me more. Give me more, because otherwise we're going to spend an hour and achieve nothing. Dania. Hi Stan. Hi Dania. I'm on O1 and spouse on O3. Okay. I have approved EB2 and IW, but priority date is March 2025. I guess 2024. Dania, right? It's a mistake. You probably just got approved. But my spouse is getting a job. What is the best way forward for her? Okay, so it all depends. There's more to this question. It depends on her education and does she have any recognition. So I'll just give you the options, Dania. Probably you should look at H1B. Right now the lottery is going, guys. Today is the start of H1B lottery. So if you have an employer and you qualify for all the criteria of H1B, most importantly is the English, knowledge of English, and the bachelor's degree, and there are certain things that not all bachelor's degree have qualified, but a lot. So, and if you have an employer, go for the lottery. Go for the lottery. Okay. It started today. I think the last day is March 22nd. So we have like 2 weeks, or it started maybe yesterday. So we have 2 weeks going on. Let the employer file for the lottery. Okay, I can do this for you. We charge $500 to file for the lottery, and then if we get selected, we include that amount in the price. Okay, so we can do this for you, or if the attorneys can do, no problem. So that is number one. Number two is also O1. See if she qualifies for O1, and you kind of know what's going on with O1 visa, if she has a recognition or if she has the base for this. And we can do the case for 6 months, a little bit longer, but it's possible. What else? So these are basically the maybe J1, but because I'm not versed in the J1 visa, so I cannot see. I don't know much about it. Although I came to the US on J1 visa, guys, if you didn't know. Okay, back in 2003 was the first time I came to, like, more than 20 years ago. I came on J1, then I went back to Russia, then I came to the US second year for J1, I went back to Russia, and I came for the third time, 2005, and that's when I already stayed here. So J1 could be also an option. So see, do your research, Daniel, see if J1 is gonna be good for her. So I guess those are three most available options at this point. If I don't speak about the EB2 and EB3, but because you already have the EB2 and EW approved, I guess it doesn't really matter for her. Okay, yeah, so let's see, Dania, your follow-up question. Yes, 2024, she's an MD and did MLE 1 and MLE 2. Yeah, so I guess MD is a medical doctor, right? Yeah, definitely H1B, definitely H1B. And hey, with this degree, we can get her probably O1 too. We can. So I don't know if we have a moderator on today's stream. Moderator, if you're here, please drop the link to O1 questionnaire for the free evaluation. If not, then I'll do it myself in a little bit, Dania. So let her fill out the O1 qualification free evaluation form. I'll take a look, especially if she has publications. If she has scientific publications, we can get her in. We can probably get her in. Lottery is impossible to win. Is just yeah. I know, Dania. I mean, look, you still have to participate. You still need to play the lottery, the green card lottery, but don't rely on it. Don't rely on it. Also, can anyone with, let's say, good education, bachelor's, can simply apply for lottery? Yeah, why not? What if they get it? Then they can choose an employer. Look, if you get it, it's a green card. It's a green card. So yeah. Basically, you can work anywhere you want. You can work anywhere you want. So yeah, there's no problem in that. I'm looking some guys like taking a picture of my house. I'm gonna grab my gun right now. Like, what's going on? I love guns, guys. I love America. It's the best country. You can have guns and feel safe. I have a lot of guns in my house. And rifles too. Okay, Shobhapi. My husband's green card, I-130. Okay, this is family immigration. I'm not doing those, but okay, let's see. It's filed, but he has job offer from US employer. Can he file dual application like O2 while his I-130 is under process? He is not in the country. Okay, So yes, he can. Shobha. Yes, he absolutely can. Let me ask you: is like Shobha sounds Indian to me, and let me know if you are from, if you guys are Indians, because for Indians, let me see the first category. For India is like February 2015 final action date for India. So if that's the case, if you guys Indians, it's a long wait, even for family petitions. So definitely he can file for O1. I mean, there's a risk. There's a risk because there's immigrant intent already, because I-130 is filed, but still there are good chances. So O2 is not. I think you, Shoba, you either misspelled or it's a mistake, because O2 is not a separate visa. O2 is like as associate of O1. Okay, associate of O1. So for O2 to be approved, there must be another O1 that it's attached to. So I guess you meant O1, and that's yeah, that's a good visa for him if he has achievements. Absolutely, absolutely. Job offer is really good, so we can get him approved. Let me guys give you the link to the talent visas, because that's important for you to fill out. Okay, so I'm going to drop it in the chat. That's for Shogba and Dania. Dania, for your spouse. Give them the link so they could fill out the form. I'll take a look, and I'll let him know what's going on, if they have a good case. Okay, guys, I'm done. I'm done for today. I told you everything I wanted to cover, so I'll give you like 10 seconds for you guys to ask me more questions. If you do, I will respond. Okay, let's see. Shiraz, what's the priority date for EB3? I guess it's for India also. Let me see. So EB3 for Indians. I'll tell you both. I'll tell you both for Indians and for anybody else. So for skilled employees, everybody else September 2022. Okay, September 2022. India is July 2012. Oh my God, so bad, guys. So for Pakistan, yes, for Pakistan it's September 2022. If you're skilled, if you're unskilled, it's September 2020. Okay, for Indians, July 2012. I mean, this is so bad. Nobody's gonna do this. No one's gonna wait for 13 years or 12 years. It's craziness. Cultural repair store. I have asked above, please see. Oh yes, I'm sorry, Cultra. Yes, you've asked the question, so I apologize. I'm filing for O1 on my own LLC. I'm also considering your firm. I think considering our firm is the best out of what I read. Question is that we'll be able to take projects IT and do business as a business owner. CEO is O1, is a job visa, not business. Okay, there's a lot of going on in this question, so let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase this question. So basically, Caltor Repair Store is asking if he can open up register O1 or register LLC, like his own business, and file O1 visa on it and be a CEO or be whatever. Culture, you could be both. You could be CEO if your talent is in business, or you could be like the IT specialist if your talent is in IT. So either or is no problem. We can do this for you. I don't see any problem. Yeah. So this is a good Shiraz. Do you file EB3? Yes, absolutely, guys. I do file EB3. I cannot say that I have a lot of EB3s through labor certification, maybe like 2 cases a month. Okay, and for some of you, like, oh my God, like that's a lot, like 24 cases a year. That's a lot of cases. Yeah, but comparing to like EB1A and NIW O1s, which will file dozens and dozens and hundreds within a year. So this is not much, but you know, I have 100% approval rate for EB3 because I believe it's a very technical visa. You just need to have a good employer who is able to pay the prevailing wage, which is determined by Department of Labor, and everything else is good. We can just go 4 steps process, and sure. So Shiraz, if you have an employer, because I don't have an employer for you, but if you do, of course we can do this for you, no problem. All right, guys, give me another question. Give me another question, and we will be done for today. I'm gonna go with my borscht, my Russian borscht, which is really, really good. So I'll give you another 10 seconds to ask a question. And for those of you guys, let me give you another link for EB2NIW, EB2NIW, and H1B. Guys, for you, I'll give you the link for H1B also. For those of you who have an employer or want to become an employer to yourself, so fill out that questionnaire, and I'll give you the link for EB2NIW. Okay, those are for free evaluation. Fill out those forms, and within 2 days I will get back to you and tell you what's happening with your case. All right. Was very productive, very smooth, 36 minutes in. So guys, I wish you the good end of the week and a good weekend, and I see you next Thursday. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.